Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Delibird only run on the Retro Brown channeling on Pokemon Gold Gen 2 Johto. Let's get started with the run. So, very happy that this has happened around about Christmas, that we're using a Delibird for a solo run. You know, couldn't have planned it better, and considering the wheel is randomized, you might think that it wasn't randomized, but honestly it was. This came up and I just wanted to choose it and play with it. Delibird is the ice flying type Pokemon representative of Santa in Gen 2. It's kind of awful. So we start off again like with the Chinchou run with a base stat total of 330, but that's spread out differently. We have 45 in attack and defense and special defense, 55 in attack, 65 in special, and 75 in speed. What makes Delibird awful is its level up moveset. As you can see here, Present is a really bad move. In this battle, we deal damage, we heal the Pokemon, and then we take it out. So Present is a very weird move. It could, as you can see here with the Cyndaquil, completely decimate one Pokemon if it hits its high range of damage. So, yeah, it's a really interesting move, but it's a very awful move at the same time with the unreliability. We're going to go with Jubbles for the rival today. At level 8, Present really needs to work in our favour. If we can get those high rolls of damage with Present, because it does random damage based off certain metrics, it could actually heal the Pokemon, or it could just deal damage between like 20 to maybe 100 points of damage on the power. As you can see here in this fight, we do get good luck with it. Pidgeotto does a lot of damage, and then we heal it, and Present just doesn't do enough damage. So all Present relies on is good RNG. We need to make sure we do high rolls of damage. We make sure we don't heal them, which we have no control over whatsoever. It's very annoying. But in this fight, we get a very high roll on damage. And we beat Falconer with just using Present. Now, I really considered for this run, because we are in this month of Retro Brown, to just do an entire run just using Present to see whether it was possible or not. That quickly went out of the window when I went against these Geodudes, and Present was doing pitiful amounts of damage. We could learn Mud Slap as a TM, so it was worth us actually... Yeah, I might do it in the future, but for right now, considering I'm trying to do these runs with some sort of consistency, yeah, I quickly gave up on that idea, but I might revisit it in the future. Honestly, Santa is just an awful Pokemon. It's genuinely awful. I mean, we do get some really good moves later down the line with our TM moveset. We can learn Headbutt, we can learn Blizzard, we can learn Icy Wind, like Return, Fly. There are some things we can learn that are actually going to benefit us on this run. But I'm not imagining this is going to be very good. We'll just have to see how this goes. I mean, look at Mud Slap. It's great for it reduces accuracy, but it's 20 base power. It's kind of awful. This brings us on to Azalea Town. So the Ghastly, this is, to be fair, why we need Mud Slap. If we didn't have Mud Slap, we'd have to rely on Struggle to get past the Ghastly. We are also weak to Fire-type Pokemon, which is why the rival is got is Quilava, and Ember just decimates us. But I actually think with good RNG, we might be able to do this at level 16. Mud Slap is going to take 2 hits to take out that Ghastly. Ember will do massive damage on the not on the Quilava, on us. But if we can get the Mud Slaps in and get a high roll on Present, we can get past that Quilava. We're at level 17 now, but 2 Presents will be more than enough to take down that Zubat. And we can move on to seeing how we do against Bugsy. Now, we don't have any super effective moves here. We still only have Mud Slap and we still only have Present. Which means we're unfortunately going to have to rely on just using Present here. We need those high rolls, and it's going to be an absolute chew-on just to get the right RNG in our favour. He started setting up his Fury Cutters, which is really scary. But Present is starting to do big damage, and then it heals the Cypher. Not what we want whatsoever. Really not what we want. And Fury Cutter eventually takes us out. This is what I mean about Present being such a bad move. You could be right at the cusp of winning your fight, and then it randomly just heals them. Not ideal at all. Really not ideal. But what I'm looking for later down the line, once we get past Bugsy, to be fair, we spent quite a lot of time at Bugsy just trying to get the right RNG. I did not want to go over level 20 at this point. When we do finally get the win, we do tip that. But we move past into Goldenrod City. So the best thing about Goldenrod is the fact we actually can get new moves here in TMs. Once we've chased around this Farfetch for a little bit, of course, we can actually move on to Goldenrod. But the move that we were actually wanting to get from Goldenrod, there's actually two. We want to get Return, which is one of our staple moves so far in these runs. But we also need to go and gamble a little bit, and we need to go and get Blizzard. Now, Blizzard has... Considering we don't have much money at this point in the game, we have to go and gamble, and this takes a long time. And what we're actually aiming for is to get 5,500 coins so we can actually get the Blizzard TM. This takes a long time. But when we finally can get it, it's going to be TM 14. But yeah, it's going to take a while before we get that. When we finally do, though, we are ready to go against Whitney. And even with those new moves attached to us, it's still going to be a hard fight. Blizzard doesn't even take out the Clefairy one. And pretty much what I was hoping for is we could tank a hit from the Miltank and get a lucky freeze. I think at this level it's probably going to be the only way we can get past this, can get past Whitney. Let's see how we do against Miltank. We get the freeze. That's clutch. With that, it gives us a chance to actually get past her, and that's all we were hoping for. I really don't like doing runs where everything is so based on good RNG, but with such little to work with, I think this is all we can really do sometimes. So, bringing us on to Morty, we are level 28 going into this fight, and Blizzard is starting to one-shot a lot of Pokemon. We do get the same type of attack bonus on it, so instead of it being 120 base power move, it's probably going to be around about that 140. We get a lucky freeze against the... Oh, for God's sake. It defrosted and then used Shadow Ball. Great. Let's try this again. So if we can get good luck with a freeze and he doesn't defrost, we've got a chance to win. We can take out the Haunters with one Blizzard, but Gengar's still going to take two. So we need to go to Mud Slap now to keep that final Blizzard for the final Haunter. We hit the Haunter and we take the win. That took quite a lot of tries. I know I've only shown you 2 tries here, but yeah, trust me, this took kind of a lot of tries. Getting the right RNG is not easy whatsoever. We are going to head over to Chuck next because we want to... Oh, wow, we're not even beating the Hitmonlee. Reason why we want to beat this gym now, though, we want to get the Fly TM that you get from beating this gym. And you get it from Chuck's wife just outside the gym once you've beaten him. So, until then, we don't have a super effective move to go against fighting type Pokemon. We're going to have to rely on Blizzard. We're going to have to still rely on trying to get those freeze chances. And hopefully that Dynamic Punch doesn't hit us, which it does here and takes us out in one. Yeah, even though we are a flying type Pokemon, Dynamic Punch is still going to do big damage because we are very defensively weak. Not great situation to be in, especially when there's a lot of physical attackers coming up. And yeah, we need to get this freeze, otherwise we're really not going to have good luck against this Poliwrath. It's a very powerful move, but Blizzard is not doing very much against the Poliwrath. Yes, our special attack is pretty good, but our attack itself is pretty abysmal. Like, our stats really are quite abysmal apart from that speed, but it's still nice to be able to use a speedy Pokemon for once. 75 speed is not very speedy, but there's a Gen 2 Pokemon are also some of these in the complete slowest in the entire franchise. I think there's a graph out there which does show this, but yeah, the level of speed that is on Johto Pokemon is vastly so bad compared to every other generation. So this brings us on to Jasmine. We need to go and give the secret potion to Ampharos, and then we can give her a try. We do have Blizzard, which is super effective, and we have learned Attract. Now, there's a big problem here. Magnemites are genderless. So we're going to go elsewhere first, because Thunderbolt takes us out in one. Oh, wow, we are such a bad Pokemon. Okay, this brings us to the Rocket Side Quest, where we can get a few more levels up. Return and Fly are great moves to have. We have the same type of attack bonus with using Fly. Brings it up from a 70 base move to a 90 base move, around about that sort of range. And that means we've got a good attack to take out quite a lot of Pokemon. Return will eventually get a lot better as we continue progressing through the game and we get our friendship higher. But we are still relying on Fly and Blizzard a lot more than we really should. So Return is going to do half damage against the Seal, even though we're 11 levels above it. 11... I can't get my words out today. I'm very tired. This is a very tedious and... doing a video every single day is really taking its toll on me. We're quite far into the month right now, though. And we're nearly at the end. So... Price, there's really not much to talk about. Blizzard is still doing a lot of damage, even though Piloswine is a nice ground type. But because of the ground type, it becomes a neutral type to hit him with. So we can't go anywhere else now. We've beaten Price. We have to go back and beat Jasmine. And, oh wow. Blizzard is still not even one-shotting the Magnemites, which is not good whatsoever. And Thunderbolt leaves us on 2 HP. Normally I would reset at this point, but... yeah, it was still going to end up that way anyway. Let's try this again. So I went up to level 42. Now we are one-shotting the Magnemites. We have to be 12 levels above with a 120 base power move just to be able to one-shot a Magnemite. That's how bad we are. So when we can actually one-shot them, we've got a good chance to one-shot the Steelix as well. And we finally take the badge at level 42. Oh, Delibird, Santa. Yeah. You're really not helping me out on this one, buddy. So, it brings us onto the Rocket side quest again, where we have to go against this trainer with 6 coffins and 5 coffins and a Weezing. It really annoys me how many Pokemon he has, because you spend so much time in battles. It means that our end time is going to get affected by this as well, and we are losing to a self-destruct. hate this side quest. Okay, let's focus. So, when we've actually got full PP going into this fight, we've actually got a good chance to... oh my god, we get poisoned as well. You know, for a delivery Pokemon, Santa is not delivering well on this run so far. Oh, I hope everyone's having a good Christmas period. I hope you're enjoying my pain here. Because Delibird is awful. Okay. This brings us on to the rival fight. And we've got good type matchups in all honesty. Magnemite, we know at this level we can take it out with a Blizzard, but we actually need to hit it. And we're paralysed with 40 HP. Yeah, we're not winning this attempt. Let's try this again. I really hate that I'm relying so much on good RNG, but this is all we have to work with, really. Look at that move pool. We don't really have much else to work with. I could go and get Hidden Power, but there's no guarantee we know what it is without wasting a bit of time. When we get good RNG on this fight, though, we can sweep. It just takes the right amount of RNG, and we can get past Jubbles. We've delivered another loss here. Wait, look at that. Delivery Pokemon delivering a loss. And from there, we can move on to complete the Rocket side quest. I really hate how many trainers there are in this part of the game. I don't want to do this part of the side quest. It's very tedious. But anyway, once we've swept our way through all of these trainers, and it takes ages, we can get ourselves to the top of the radio tower to go against, which I think in the remakes they renamed this Executive Archer. So yeah, we're going against Archer right now. And to be fair, even though we do have the type disadvantage against this fire Pokemon, Return is still a great move to be using. We get the Rainbow Wing and then immediately throw it in the trash because we don't need that. And we're going to head off to Mahogany Town. And we're going to pick up a few items here in this shop. Main thing I always pick up here is the Super Repels, because I'm trying to keep my levels down. I try to do this as low level as I can. Plus, it wastes time going into those random battles, so the Super Repels here are a great time to pick them up. Considering we're an Ice-type Pokemon, we actually do have a good matchup for one of the first times in this entire run. We've got Blizzard, which can decimate our Dragonairs, and pretty much I realised we couldn't set up a tract against this Kingdra because it is a female. We're also a female, and we don't want to be hit by Hyper Beam here. No, we've lost. How is a Pokemon 12 levels or lower doing so much damage? That's insane. At least we know we're fine against the Dragonairs. That's a good thing. Dragonairs are really trolling. We can outspeed them. But the Kingdra, we need to get good RNG. We get a freeze. Asking you shall deliver. I wonder how many delivery puns I can do in this video. Anyway, once we've beaten Claire, we go pick up the Dragon Fang, which again is another annoying side deviation from like trying to get to that Pokemon League. We can move on to Victory Road for our final attempt against Jubbles. This time he starts off with Sneasel, which of course does not do very much damage, and that brings out the Magneton. Blizzards is still not one-shotting it, and we get paralysed. This brings out Typhlosion, and of course the Flame Wheel will take us down. We are very high leveled, and I realised I hadn't saved or gone to a Pokemon Centre since Mahogany Town. So we have to go all the way back through Victory Road and waste more time. That really annoyed me. We do manage to get a few more levels up on the way though, so we're level 56 this time. And now Blizzard only just doesn't one-shot the Magneton. But we're not paralysed, so we've got a good chance to do big damage here. We tank a Flame Wheel, but Quick Attack takes us out. Oh man, you are really testing me today, Jubbles. We managed to get through the Magneton on this third attempt to the Typhlosion, and he goes for a Smoke Screen. It's not great, it's pretty much like a Sand Attack. But Haunter, please, can we just get past him, please? I don't like this Delibird. No, fourth loss. Delibird, you're awful. Let's try this again. Okay, Magneton this time goes for a Swift. We want to make sure we take out this Typhlosion. We're at 27 HP. We haven't had accuracy drops or anything. We should be okay now. So I'm actually going to attract on the Haunter just in case we don't take it out in one. But we do manage to do full damage. So this time we're going to go for Fly. And that just leaves the Golbat. If we can hit a Blizzard, we take the win. That took way more chances than... Jubbles, I hope you're that sat there giggling to yourself. This brings us on to the Elite Four. And of course our luck does not continue here as we get an immediate loss from Will without dealing any damage. Santa is not coming home for Christmas. He is not on time. We try again. And this time we can take it out in one hit. With a level 57 and Return is still not one-shot in the Jinx, even though it's got pretty bad defenses. This is where our low base attack really is not helping us out. This is why we have Attract on our moveset and we have chose a female Pokemon for this run. Because Attract just... I've really debated recently putting Attract into that same bracket of Double Team as being just broken. But considering they still have the chance to... It's pretty much a 1 in 2 chance they've got to hit you. Double Team reduces their accuracy down a lot further. I still think it's fair to use Attract. So, we get... Fortress decides to exploit itself while we're up in the air, which is why I like having a move like Fly in our team when we're going against Pokemon that use Explosion. And we're on to the final Crobat. Can we do this with 10 HP? No, we can't, because Quick Attack is still a thing with the Crobat. Let's try this again. We have not got one first-time win here on the Elite Four so far, and that's probably going to continue, I think. So Fortress has now been frozen, and we can take it out with Return. Thankfully, it didn't thaw itself out. We're on full HP going into the muck, and we get a second freeze. Is our luck finally starting to turn around? Is Santa's finally delivering the presents that we need? I'll stop with the puns. Fly takes out the Venomoth, and we defeat Koga without losing any HP this time. That brings us on to Koga, and I am terrified this time. Yes, we are a flying type Pokemon, but he has a lot more trolly team than he does in Gen 1. As long as we can outspeed or we can take him out in one hit, we're alright. And we're down to the Onyx. Blizzard will do big damage there. I am scared for this Machamp. Cross Chop will still take us out in 1, and he has Rock Slide, which of course takes us out in 1. We might need to be a higher level to do this if we're going to outspeed and take out these Pokemon in 1. So we're level 58. We haven't leveled up yet. And we're taking quite a lot of damage from that Hitmontop, which isn't good. So, Hitmonchan for some reason will not go for Mach Punch. Because it sees we're an Ice type, it will go for Fire Punch. That's what his AI does. That's considered good AI. And this time instead we're going to attract the Machamp. And a Blizzard takes it out in 1 with a crit. Okay, we'll go with that. That leaves us with Hitmonlee, who goes down to 1 Fly. So, a little bit better momentum now. We're getting into the later stages of the Elite Four. Karen's team's going to be a bit annoying. We do have good moves for a majority of a Pokemon, but that Houndoom is going to be a problem when it comes out. If we can't outspeed it and take it out in 1, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. So, Fly does not take it out in 1, and Flamethrower one-shots us. Of course it does. Okay. When it came to it, leveling up was the only thing that made sense here. So we're at level 65 now. A lot higher than I was wanting to be able to get to this point in the run, but that Houndoom completely walled us. It was only at level 65. Oh no, God's sake. At level 68. Level 68, this became possible. Even at level 65, Flamethrower was still one-shotting us, and that does not make me confident for when Charizard comes up on the next on lands. Yeah, level 68 was what we needed to do this. It was just that Houndoom that completely walled us. We outsped most things, we had super effective moves for everything else. It was just that Houndoom that was causing the problems. It's a speedy Pokemon. And he uses Flamethrower, which is very, very powerful. This brings us on to Lance. Final Elite Four member. And essentially what we're hoping for is that Charizard the Gyarados is set up Rain Dance for going into this Charizard. That's how much Flamethrower now does. And now we've got it attracted, we can take it down 2 returns. But we've now got 4 Pokemon to contend with. 3 of them being dragons, but all of them are weak to Blizzard. So really what we want is to hit every Blizzard here, and we can take the win. Aerodactyl, again, it's super effectively weak to Blizzard, but we've ran out of Blizzards for this final Dragonite. And he has Fire Blast. Yeah. So this is going to come down to how many times Blizzard will hit. We know that Rain Dance is set up. We can use Attract, so it gives us another chance to hit that Charizard without taking any damage. Flamethrower does hit, but it's not the worst thing in the world. We just need to hit with Return, and we'll take a win against that Charizard. So level 69, going into the Dragonites. We take out 1 with Blizzard, 2 with Blizzard, and next is the Aerodactyl. We hit Blizzard, we've got 2 Blizzard PP to work for this final Dragonite, and we connect and take the win. So Santa has finished the Elite Four at level 69. That's my favourite thing about this run so far. That we finished at level 69. Oh, what time did we finish on? We finished on 5 hours 21 minutes. That's not bad. Considering Chinchou, who we did a few days ago, we finished that on what level did we finish that on? 5 hours 27 minutes. So to be fair, a little bit faster. But Chinchou, I would say, was still better considering we did it with 12 less levels. Now comes the hard slog. We need to now go and beat Kanto, which involves blue and red. This is gonna hurt so much. Let's deliver a present to blue and see how we do. So his first Pokemon is going to be a Pidgeot. We've still got Blizzard, we've still got the exact same moveset that we used on the Elite Four. Blizzard will take out the Pidgeot in 1. Annoyingly, we missed the first one, and the second Pokemon is the Arcanine. It takes us out with 1 Flamethrower. We do outspeed though, that's a good thing, so let's try this again. If we hit Blizzard straight away, we've got a good chance to get past this. So we'll use Attract to give ourselves a little bit of insurance, then move on to the Arcanine. We need to hit Attract here as well, And it's, yes, there we go. So return will do half damage, and it's infatuated twice with us. That brings us on to the Alakazam. Can we outspeed? We are level 83 now. It took us to level 83 before this even became possible. Oh, man. Delibird is so bad. Here comes Santa. Delivering the pain to both our enemies and myself. Gyarados takes us down to low HP, and last up is the Executor. We use Fly, and we take the win at level 83. Such a high level to actually beat Blue on, but he is a very annoying trainer. This brings us on to our final battle of the run, being Red. And we need to rethink this. Oh my god, that did so much damage. Okay, let's level up a bit. Okay, so we can now take out the Pikachu at level 93 with 1 return. We've infatuated the Charizard, and it's going to take 3 returns before we can take it out. We're not using Curse on this run because our other moves we need those moves. So return can take out the Espeon in 2 hits, and we're onto the Snorlax. We're doing pretty good with just using Attract here. This is why I considered Attract maybe being a bit too broken, because they were infatuated for this entire fight. Next up is the Venusaur. We're going to use Blizzard, and it's a one-shot. We're on to the final Pokemon without losing any HP here. Return will do about a third. He's infatuated. Are we going to win without losing any HP? We have. We beat Red at level 93 without taking any damage. That's a nice end to the video, I guess. Okay, so guys, we've beaten the game with a Delibird without using held items or recovering any status effects or HP in battle. That was a hard run. Please do not do a Delibird only run yourselves. It is not fun. This is not a fun run. Not a fun Pokemon to use. Okay, so we finished the game with the moves Return, Fly, Blizzard, and Attract. Attract being the defining factor of that entire run. Let's see what time we finished on. We finished on 6 hours 51 in-game minutes. That's not too bad at all. Probably places Delibird towards that mid-range. But yeah, I did not enjoy this run at all, really. That brings us to the end of the video. And of course, we need to choose who's coming up on the wheel next time. Let's go spin the wheel and see what comes up. I need a much better run coming up this time. Let's see what we get. First up, of course, is Donphan. We've recently done a Phanpy run, so I'm not too keen on that right now. Next up is... Oh, finally Santa delivers. We got a Raikou. Oh, let's go. I don't care what's next. I don't care if it's Caesar. We'll go with Raikou. I needed this after a Delibird run. We're going to go for our Raikou run in the next few days. But of course, if you got to this point in the video, please do the normal YouTube stuff, which is like, share, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff, you legends. And we'll see you tomorrow for a Raikou run. Take care, guys. This will be fun.